The less time I have, the slower I go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The less time I have, the more time I take. Something like
Oh, that's better.
Yeah.
That's better. I like that better. Yeah. Welcome to In the Gulch with TK Lips, where we follow the making of a song from slop to drop. Today, I sat down with Bryan Dubay. In our conversation, we explored the benefits of growing old and ended up discovering our gratitude. Along our way, Bryan talks to us about the importance of getting into the subconscious when writing, his revelation with slide guitar, and how different people, or even the absence of people, can totally change a song. Before we dug into aging, we had to start at the beginning and learn about how it all started for Bryan. How long have you been writing? Like a long time, right? You've been writing music
like 14 years old. I've been playing guitar since I was 9 or 10 or whatever. Yeah. Ever since I had Heartbreak, I've been writing songs.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Your album that came out, Driving North, was that your first experience in the studio recording?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I did a little bit of GarageBand stuff by myself and put it on a CD and, went to shows and gave it to bands that didn't want it. But other than that, yeah, it was the first time. And I just shittily recorded my vocals and my guitar and sent it to my friend Bjorn. That's in a band called Rinks. I think he's still in that band. It's an awesome band. And he produced that song for me. And so I was like, wow, that's amazing. I want to do that too. And I just saw what was possible with one of my songs. And so it was super inspirational and just... I got, stole a copy of Logic and got an audio interface and got a Rode NT1 and called it a day and just, threw some synths on there, threw some Apple drummer on there and had a blast with it, man. It was such a fun experience making that album for sure.
So is it it's all you, it's pretty much all you doing everything on that one then?
Except for Driving North and Forest Bound because Bjorn did those two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bjorn's a cool name, by the way.
Yeah, right? Yeah. I met him in Brooklyn and he's a brilliant musician and he went to school for it. He went to school for poetry. I mean, he's a smart guy and definitely would love to work with him again. So since then, you did all the stuff on that album and then you've done pretty much all the writing and playing on your stuff. I think you did a little bit with Danusha, playing drums on some songs at some point. Was that Detritus? I was not playing drums on albums after that until my latest thing that is coming up. So Danusha did a lot of stuff on Detritus. I think all of it, except for one maybe.
Okay.
Except for the song Detritus, was a guy named Max Jaffe that I met through Glow, my partner. He's this amazing jazz drummer guy and just always comes back with the best shit. So
have you worked with him since?
Yeah, he actually did the drums for Call Your Mother as well. So.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I was going to ask about some of the playing on there. Did you do the slide
I
stuff?
did it, yeah.
Okay, it sounds great.
Thanks.
Yeah, I didn't know they played slide. I know there's some transferable skills guitar slide,
definitely.
But it's definitely its own thing though. So
I took this finger picking class and I was pressing down. I was for some reason I was talking to the guy, the instructor, and I was pressing down the slide. I thought you had to press it all the way down. And he was like, no, you just lay it on top.
Like a metal finger.
Yeah. It was the dumbest, best moment of my life because I was just I know how to play slide guitar now. I can do this. And I put it on almost every song on the album. And it just sounds so cool. And ever since I learned, I've been whenever I listen to a song, I'm like, oh, this song's sick. There's slide guitar on it. Just realizing how much I loved it. And it took me 20 years. I don't know. It's a little embarrassing, but I feel like I finally just kind of got everything together and it's just so minimal. You saw my studio tour the other day probably.
Yeah.
I was pedal board, computer, MIDI, snare, mic, fucking done.
Yeah.
I'm done.
That's
it.
I want to go back in time. Because, you're a really good example of, you don't really need a whole lot to make something really great. If people are, listen to this and they're, interested in how do I do home recording, it's you don't need a lot. So you do writing on your own, and you've mentioned that you have trouble letting go and letting other people know the writing process.
Yeah.
But in terms of performing, I feel like every time I see you, it's a new iteration of the music with some new people, which I think is really cool. I kind of like that, music's sort of alive the songs aren't like stagnant. Like you kind of like, I'm going to try something new. I got a new I got like a new group of people. We're going to play a little bit differently. And I think that's, so it's like songs that I come out and I'm familiar seeing, I get to see them kind of brand new every time I see it more or less, which is pretty cool.
For better or worse, I don't know, but
no, it's good. Is it frustrating though, having to like?
It is. Yeah, for sure. It's basically the people that like the music will play the music.
It's not too hard to find people that like your music though, I would imagine.
Thanks. Yeah. It's surprising that people keep playing with me, but it's awesome. I am extremely grateful that anybody will give up their time to play with me for sure.
It's a great experience. You're a great performer too. Like
Thanks.
just I've seen you by yourself so many times. Yeah. And that's entertaining. So
thanks.
Yeah.
I almost prefer it. I like the sound with the full band, but playing by yourself is so freeing. Like I'm pretty bad at like timing of things. So like measures, counting measures and shit. And like sometimes I just feel like, oh, this note that I'm hitting is so good, and I'll just extend it, like when I'm by myself, but I can't do that with the band, obviously.
Yeah. Or if you're playing with tracks. I know you've done that a couple times too. Yeah.
That was fun for a while for sure. That was cool. It was a way to like amp up the sound, like, just not just by myself. And I was like, I got kind of sick of it.
Yeah, I can see that getting old. You gig a lot. I'm kind of jealous of how much you gig. I want to gig a lot more than I do.
My first gig of the year is in March. I mean, I haven't gigged in three months. Yeah. I think I was gigging maybe once a month last year, which is pretty good. Like that's ideal. Yeah. Counting measures. Some of my stuff has like an extra measure, or sometimes an extra half measure and shit. Like it's just random sometimes.
You don't sound anything like the Pumpkins, but structure wise, like how Billy arranges his music, like that foundational part is kind of similar to like some of the stuff you do with like the. Oof. It's cool.
That's rough, man.
It's good. Yeah.
I don't wish it on anybody. And I'm trying so hard to like get into like a more formulaic thing, but like it's also not very natural for me to like force it into certain amounts of measures, and every part is 8 measures. No, I'm not going to do that. It's like so boring.
Yeah. I get stuck in that too much too. I think it's I wish I could be a little looser there, right? Like I feel like I get.
Well, I feel like I'm like the words and the melody. That's what fucking matters.
Yeah,
like that 100%. Is to me as a listener. Like that's what grabs me, and I think that's what grabs most people. So I will bend the guitar part or whatever to that. Like, well, this line has to last this long. I don't care that it's 3 measures and then there's 4 measures. It's just like, I don't care. Like it has to be that way. And then I'd pay for it later on.
I do. I do. Like if I don't think about it, it ends up being better. Cause I've written a few songs that were like, one that was in like 6/8. And then like after the verse, I would sing the verse and there'd be like a little musical interlude. And it was just like, it ended at the end of the measure and like another measure was like way too long. So it's just like, it's a measure of 3/8 instead of, but I didn't realize I was writing it that way. I was just like 6/8 and then 3/8 and then back into the 6/8 and then
3/8.
Yeah, because it's just like half a 3/8 because it's just like a 3 count and it feels real natural,
Oh, okay,
and it's like, and then I don't realize so actually a lot of times I write these things and I don't realize I've done it until I'm going into Logic and I'm playing through it to a click and I'm like, why isn't this lining up to the grid? Mm-hmm. Oh, right, it's not.
Changes. Yeah, I'm sure. This makes me feel good, Tim. I really appreciate this right now because I thought I was weird. Yeah.
And it's better. I think it's better. I think you end up with a better product if you're not thinking about it and you just write what's natural. Yeah. And you're not, because like if you're writing a song and you're like, it's just too long. And it's too long to get to the next thing. Or,
I do dream to like fuck the grid, like screw like a click, like let's just learn the songs as a band and go and play it live in a studio. You know what I mean? Like Led Zeppelin or something, you know, like where it's, 120 BPMs in the beginning of the song and it's 125 by the end or whatever. Like, that's so cool. I love that.
We got a little deeper into the philosophy of writing songs. We discussed how and where inspiration strikes, how the words start to form, and how goosebump moments are what Bryan's chasing and what keeps him motivated. So you write a lot.
I guess so. It doesn't feel like I write a lot.
You put out more than your average musician, I think.
I always say this. I don't really throw away things very often. I think I used to write a lot more than I do or something, but yeah, I do have like 100 or something, like just crap that it's like I'm never gonna touch.
I think you have a pretty big catalog of things.
Yeah.
And it seems like you write about a pretty wide range of things, like your lyrics. Is it just kind of whenever it hits you, or is, what's your...
It is, yeah. So I actually did write a song the other day, and I'm fucking obsessed with it. I think it's so good. And that's like the best feeling in the world. And that's why I write. So, you know what I mean? Like, that's why I write a lot. Like, because when you write something that you're just so proud of, that out of thin air, like, it's just the best feeling in the world to me. I've kind of gone towards the Bon Iver kind of way. I think I've heard him talk about like just getting to your subconscious and like, not scatting, but like just saying, just forming your mouth and like getting the melody first is really exciting to me right now. And then going back and be like, I think I kind of hear this word. What does that mean to me? And like just one line from there, and I'll be like, okay, that makes me think of this. Like, okay, this is kind of like about my childhood. Okay, oh, I remember my friend that died. Like, let me talk about that. And like, I naturally kind of go towards heavier things, but that's generally how I'm writing right now.
Yeah, I'm glad that sort of came up this way. I want it to be sort of an ongoing question on, when I do this is like, what lyrics or melody first?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of a big, in songwriting circles, that's like a big question, because it's, people have very different ways of doing it. And people can be very adamant about it, because I'm like you, where I feel, if I'm feeling something, I don't really quite know how to say it yet. And so I'll just sit down with the guitar, kind of like, play some chords and some strum in a way that kind of like mimics the way I'm feeling, and then hum along, and then like, the melody sort of, like where, like where do the words sort of fit? What kind of words kind of fit in the thing that I'm singing, right? And that's how I've been writing the last, because I started writing when I was like 15 or so, and it used to be like I would sketch down lyrics in my notebook. It used to be the opposite.
Me too.
And then I would try to like jam words into songs.
Oh yeah, totally.
And it's not the same at all.
Yeah.
Right? It's like a totally like poetry and songwriting are different things. Like if I was writing poetry, obviously it's all words, but like now I'm like,
that's probably where you started though, right?
Yeah, definitely is.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, exactly. I was writing absurd, weird, stupid poems. Yeah. And trying to make them into songs eventually.
I guess I'll contradict myself a little bit. Most of the time, that's how I mostly write songs. Mm-hmm. But I went to a convention about music writing one time, and a guy said something that really stuck with me, which is that songwriters are really just really good listeners. And for me, that's often where I sort of pull like a hook or like a chorus is like you're just out in the world having a conversation. Somebody just says something, or you say something, just in like not songwriting. You're just thinking and talking, and it's just so something that's so succinct, something that's just like so perfectly articulate, or and you're just like that is the title of a song, and I can maybe work that into a song.
I like that.
That does happen too. So those are sort of like
I've heard people say that before, but I've literally never done that before.
No, for me it's only like a hook or a chorus kind of thing.
Sure.
Like verses are not written that way for me, but it's just like the main idea of a song is kind of written that way.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of people say that, where they just have like a little notebook and they're just like, oh, I love this thing. And then they like look back when they are like, okay, it's time to write a song. Let me look back and which one of these things is, touching me right now or whatever. I've literally never done that. I don't know. Sometimes if inspiration's kicking in or whatever, it's usually like I'm traveling or something, I'm bored. And I used to write a lot when I would ride the train from Philly down to Virginia, and I would write a lot. And it was always words first and no melody, no nothing. And I quickly learned like try to get those syllables, A, B, A, B, like try to get the syllables to match the other syllables. And then like, little tricks like that before you even get to the music to make it kind of seem more musical, more, rhythmic, I guess, if you can, to try to, form little pieces of a song before you even start writing a song, I guess.
Yeah, no, and that's, it's like little fragments like that. I remember reading about like Tom York when he had writer's block, and he did Kid A, I think it was. He had like little snippets of ideas like that, and he just like literally put them in a hat and would like draw them out to like figure out what lyrics he was going to put in the songs and stuff too. But so that's actually funny, is riding a train. I'm assuming there's other people on the train. Right. And so that's tough, because I feel like that happens to me, like I'm literally driving, and you're like, I don't have a guitar, I can't get a guitar, I can't really like even, it'd be dangerous for me to grab the voice memo even on my phone or something, And
I've
so
done it.
I've done it too. I'm glad you said it first.
Button?
Okay, yeah. And so I would imagine, like on a train, it's even harder, right? Because you can't like, not only you're not tired, but you're like around people and you can't be like,
I'm not doing the melody at all. That was, and I was a lot younger, and I was like definitely wrote a lot differently back then.
Sure, yeah. But you do what you got to do, you know. Inspiration strikes at like the worst possible times usually for me. I don't know. It sounds like it could be for you too. I don't know, but yeah, I get my good idea like right before I'm falling asleep. Yeah, and then I have to make a choice. Am I going to ruin tonight's night of sleep and just write this note, or am I going to? I've lost a lot of ideas that way. I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Choosing
you always
sleep.
think you're going to remember it.
Yes, that's the thing. Never do. What are you writing about these days? Just kind of like lately, what have you been thinking about and writing about?
Yeah, so just thinking about friends and kind of aging and kind of, you know, wishing you could stop and like go back to those times where you're just like playing street hockey with your friends at 12 years old, you know, like kind of wanting things to be less heavy too. Like being older is weird and you have to get used to it. That's kind of what I'm thinking about a lot, I guess.
Yeah, I think we're in a similar season of life, I would say.
Yeah.
The aging thing is like, some days it hits you hard and some days it hits you light, and some days it's like, what even isn't age, you know? And some days it's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I've been alive for how long? And
I'm not 12 anymore. Holy shit. Yeah. When did that happen? I was having problems with my teeth yesterday, and I like went to the dentist, and I was like, well, if they have to pull a tooth and put a new one in, fuck it, whatever. I don't know. It's, you know, I got 40 years out of my teeth. Like, that's pretty good. There's just like, I feel like there's like little moments of that where you're just like, you have to just give in, and you don't have complete control over your body. You know, you do what you can, but that's frightening when you're 20 and you think about losing a tooth or something like that. Like, I mean, it's still like frightening now, but like, it's a little less frightening. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's like, I think that's a cool idea about like I'm lucky to have gotten 40 years out of these teeth. Yeah, I like that. Because I mean, like, humans aren't supposed to live this long. It's a good thing. I'm glad we do, but like, we're not really supposed to, you know?
Right. We got all the modern miracles of medicine.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty interesting.
There's that grateful side too, you know, like it's, like I said, at least I got 40. 40 is pretty good. I'm grateful for that. I think about that stuff a lot these days for sure. And I think it's not very abnormal stuff to think about. So maybe it's relatable. Maybe not to the 20-year-olds out there.
Right. Yeah. I don't think I'm writing for 20-year-olds anymore. Yeah. And that's okay. I'm okay. I've made my peace with that too. Yeah. That is funny about how like the content of your music does change, and how you like whatever season you're in, you want to be writing for those people. Like when I was younger, I was writing like pop punk. Like I was like a teenager, I'm writing like, you know, MXPX and like Phoenix TX, all that kind of stupid. Whatever. But
I was in a band like that too. Yeah, of course.
And like now it's like I remember the first time I heard Bon Iver, it was like, oh, this is a revelation.
I know.
Yeah.
For so many people, it's crazy how I never would have guessed that would like really touch as many people as it does. It makes me happy, honestly. Like I feel like I grew up so angry at the music coming out. Like when I was, you know, 10, 11, 12, 13, whatever, like everybody was into Spice Girls, and I was like, no, the Beatles, dude, what the hell's wrong with you? Like, and so that's super cool that's that popular. I mean, it's obvious to me, but I wouldn't think that it would be obvious to everyone that music is the most gorgeous music I've heard in forever.
Because they're always, like, as you develop as a musician, I'm assuming it's a similar experience where you start to understand there's a difference between how musicians and non-musicians listen to music.
Yeah.
You know, and so like it's for that reason it's surprising that somebody like Bon Iver gets as much traction as they do. Like non-musicians love Bon Iver. It's like right. He's not the only one. He's just like a really big example of somebody like that.
But like on the other hand, I was getting into like mid like at the same time, and they didn't blow up like Bon Iver, and I think they're just as talented and just you know make some of the most gorgeous music too. So you never know what's gonna. You never know what's gonna hit. Really, I mean, Bon Iver's voice. I mean, like Justin's voice is immaculate too. I mean, it's
one
hard
of a kind.
To not get goosebumps. Yeah.
I think that there was something about timing too, because it didn't really catch on for me back then, but he was like proof that on MySpace you could like blow up kind of virally too, and that was sort of, he was like the MySpace.
Was it that long ago? Holy shit!
Okay. Yeah, I can't remember when Forever came out, but it was like in the aughts, you know. So
it was right after I got out of college, I thought, or
it was like the late aughts. It was
2008, 2009.
I think 8, something like that. Yeah. So it's like it's a long time ago. Facebook hadn't caught on yet. I mean, it was around, but it was, MySpace was still in the mix.
And he's still the like simple recording setup example. Like you can still make a gorgeous thing with one shitty mic.
Yeah, it was like a 57 in an M box or something.
Yeah. Sure.
You're mixing stuff now too, though, because you weren't always mixing, but you are now. Okay, did you mix for your call your mother?
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds great.
Thank you. Yeah. Holy shit, that took my song Black Ocean is that's how I learned to mix. Was I mixed that song for a year, and it still sounds like shit. No, I mean it sounds good, but it's just like I listened to it the other day. And I was like, holy crap, man! I could have done so. Anyway, you learn, and so I mixed this whole entire album, and it's really freeing. It's like all these choices get lost when you're just sending it off and hoping that it sounds like you want it to sound.
Definitely, yeah. It's it's like you play all these instruments, and like the mix is like playing another instrument in a way, where it's like you're really shaping the sound as much as like what guitar you chose to play on it.
I mean, I know that the album would come out better if I spent $1,000 to get it mixed.
It'd be different, a little bit better. Yeah. It'd be
Someone that's been doing it for 10 times as long as me is definitely better at it, but I just don't want to. I don't want to pay that money. First of all, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't want to give up that control.
The more you can do, the more you can do, the better. Yeah. So this will be a good exercise for both of us too.
Awesome.
So the song you're already writing about age. What is like? So it's about aging, but like, what's like the main idea about it? Like, if like you and I were to write a song about aging, I wouldn't want to write the same song you already wrote. You know what I mean? So
yeah, it's about the weight of a life lived in a way where it's like you change. There's nothing you can do about it. You change and you age, and you can't go back. And it starts like very playful and thinking about times, like I said, like playing street hockey with my friends, and like I'm asking, like, can it be the same as it was? Like, obviously it can't, but and then it goes into like verses. It's a story, It's the verses is about my friend that died when I was like, I guess we were like 25 or something like that, and there's this like really heavy lyric. It's heavy to me because I know he died in a motorcycle accident.
Oh yeah, okay.
And so there's a line about that I like repeat over and over again, and it's like it gives me goosebumps every time, and like that's why when I'm super excited about a song, I want the goosebumps. That's the liquor of life for me is goosebumps in a song, man.
Yeah,
that's just all I want.
Somebody else doing that for you is like rare, and then you being able to conjure it up yourself is rare too.
It is very rare, yeah, for sure. So, and you just hope that it does that for someone else.
It's tough writing something that's like personal enough to give it to you, and then but also sort of like universal enough. And sometimes then it comes down to just like how it's sung. Maybe not even necessarily they can't really necessarily relate to the specifics. Yeah, but they can sense what moment you're talking about.
Yeah, Sufjan does that to me too, man. I mean,
yeah, he's a great one too. Actually, that's somebody I would equate to like somebody else that you don't sound like, but it's obvious that you were in like the family of sounds.
Yeah, I think the new album is like definitely way more the stuff that I listen to. Like I was definitely kind of leaning into the rock and roll of Buffalo. At least that's what I see a lot, is very up tempo, loud, punk rock and jam bands and all this stuff. And I was like, I want to kind of fit in, and I wanted to like, I like that stuff too. I like loud music, but I day in day out I'm listening to Andy Schauf and Sufjan Stevens. So I mean, let's get closer to that.
After calibrating on how we write, it was time to take a crack at writing something together. We talked through some ideas, and we kept circling back to the concept of getting older.
I'm feeling the aging. I'm feeling like, I almost feel like when we were talking a little bit, there's like the heavy side of aging, but I feel like there's sort of like the grateful side of aging too. And I felt like a little bit of that in there too. And
like it's not as scary as you think it is in a way, like once you actually get to that age, it's not. So the idea of like all of a sudden being 65 is horrifying.
Yeah.
But that's not how life works. You know what I mean? Like you're scared of aging, but you're doing it right now. So it doesn't make any sense to be scared of it in a way.
Yeah. I've like every birthday I've gotten to, I like, there's been a little anxiety leading up to some birthdays, but then once you're there, you're like, I don't know, I feel the same as I did yesterday,
Of course.
And
so that's how time works.
Yeah. I kind of like the idea like gratitude. There are a couple like, I tried to like pull out some one lines. I didn't really get any like full one lines, but I like, one thing that stuck out to me is the one where you're like, I'm I'm lucky to have teeth that lasted 40 years.
Right. I got 40 years out of these bastards, you know? Yeah.
I like it.
I like it too, yeah.
I like the idea of like, there's a lot I understand now that I didn't when I was a teenager, and there's a lot I still don't understand, but I probably will when I'm 80. That's not a lyric, but it's like the idea there.
Yeah, I mean, the saying is, you know, you'll understand when you're older. And I don't know, like, what is that? Like, it's so useless. It's so useless to say that to someone, but I feel it every time I talk to my niece or whatever. I'm just like, I'm not going to say it. There's nothing I can say, you know?
Yeah.
I can't make you understand this. I can't help you understand this without just a little bit. You need perspective. Like, there's just the mere fact of having years under your belt, then you can feel the breadth of your life. You'll never feel that until you're older.
There's a lot of wisdom about getting older. I feel like
the
way I interact with people is better. I feel like the way I react to situations is better.
Yeah.
There's just like a lot of good, like the whole like youth is wasted on the wrong people from It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever saw that movie.
Youth is wasted on the young.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's even like something I've been thinking about lately too, where, you know, my grandfather like just didn't like rush through things, and like I feel like the older I get, when it comes like those human interactions too, like I find myself being like, why did I just rush through that? That was delightful. Like, we just had a nice little joke on the elevator. I was like coming out of band practice the other day, and these guys were like, "Hey, what band are you in?" And I was like, "Oh, Bryan Dubay, whatever." And I was like, we talked for a split second, but I was like always moving as we were like talking. And I was like, why didn't I just like stand there and like have a conversation with these people? Like, And I don't know. I feel like my grandfather and my dad kind of does that too. And it's just like I feel myself getting there one day, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's like the less time I have, the slower I go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it. I feel like there's a couple of cool. I feel like that's a cool line, or something along those lines. Is, you know, the less time I have, the slower I go. I'd like to, because I feel like
the less time I have, the more time I take. Something like
that's better.
Yeah,
that's better. I like that better. Yeah. The less time. What was it? The less time I have, the more time I take. Yeah. I like that a lot. That could be somewhere in the chorus. Cool. That could be like I
thought I'd be more afraid. Like, I don't know. That's something there too. Like,
We worked on writing concrete ideas for an hour or so. Here's a 2-minute supercut of our session. See if you can identify any of these elements when we reveal our finished song at the end.
I want like can a C be in there?
Yeah.
Is it too dissonant? It's probably too dissonant. We can't get too dissonant, bro. We love it.
Do you like something along like a line that's like, I get older, the gaps feel smaller, like a knowledge gap.
When your life is longer, the gaps feel smaller.
Yeah. Something like that. Something, not even like as the theme, but just like as a line into the verse or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I do want to go to the E minor.
You go E minor, D7. Just kind of brighten it up.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah, okay. And then what if we like land on the G to finish the phrase and just kind of stay there? Like just one more.
Yeah.
Like,
you could use that C to like kind of, I don't know, have like a moment to like get into the chorus or something. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So you're thinking that weird A minor to the F sharp to the E minor to the D7. I don't know if I'm crazy about the rhythm.
Yeah, I'm just not I love it either. Yeah. I think the progression's kind of cool though. It's a little too straightforward or a little too picky.
I think it's a little too picky, a little too Travis picky. Yeah.
Okay.
But we don't want to go too Radiohead either.
Yeah. Doesn't have to be in like an acoustic-y song. I've been playing a lot with like synths and like programmed rhythms. in them too, and that could be something like it could be more like block chords and then like something in the background with a synth kind of carrying the rhythm of it, something like that maybe. I would like to do something with drums too. Like I don't need it to be like a folk song.
You got some right there, I think.
Oh shoot!
You could use those. I don't know. It's an idea. Because then it goes into that sad one again. You're going back and forth from happy and sad the whole time.
Yeah.
The more I take, the more afraid. Kind of simple.
Yeah.
Simple, kind of chorusy. I'm really into like that super like different like rhythms too. Like that's super catchy when you're just like la da 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 da. And I was like,
yeah, because I feel like it'll drag a little bit if it's like real just wish, you know what I mean? Like, and then just kind of like turn around with the sort of fast riff.
I don't know. I want it to be fucking upbeat too though. Like I want, you know, I think our natural inclination is a little bit sadder and slower, but like I think we can start kind of like chill with that part. And like quickly get out of that and just get into that like upbeat kind of like funky.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, because I like that. I like the eighth notes, the fast eighth notes on the hi hat kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Especially with you're saying like synth and like organs and stuff. Like that could be really cool.
Well, shit. Holy shit. We actually fucking did something.
Bryan and I went our separate ways, and in the coming weeks, we would each make a crude demo of our ideas for the song. We agreed that the one Bryan made suited the vibe better and did a better job of encapsulating all of the ideas we had discussed.
The less time I have, the more time. Head first to the void, I gotta be more afraid. Hanging on from the next dream to the last high. There's no time to think till you're satisfied.
We ended up using his demo session in Logic to build the rest of the song, each taking the time to record some elements and email them back and forth. Bryan had also written the lyrics and shared them for my commentary via Google Docs, a platform I use all the time in any collaborative writing situation. Once all of the rhythm elements were locked in, we got back together in the studio to record his lead vocals and guitar. Once everything was tracked, we sat together side by side at the mixing desk, talking through our ideas and implementing them in real time. After our collaborative mix was done, we had crossed the finish line, and here we are, at the world premiere of The Less Time I Have.
The less time I have, the more I take. Head first to the void, I thought I'd be more afraid. I used to slink through life, hanging on until the next dream, to the last high. There's no time to think till you're satisfied. Try to savor the days, hanging on a stranger's words. No longer a general malaise, just feels absurd. Wasting time's impossible. Wasting my time's impossible. When the next life's improbable. To the next dream, to the last high. There's no time to think till you're satisfied.
Thank you all so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed The Less Time I Have. And thank you so much to Bryan Dubay, who is so awesome to work with and very patient with me. Cheers to 40 more years with these teeth. We'll see you all next time in the Gulch.